G'day, my friends, and welcome to Marty's Garden. Wow, I tell you what, I've been running around like a madman this morning, organising so many things because I've just put together the Worm Wranglers Community, in Facebook, a brand new group for people that are either in the Worm Wranglers members area, any level, or if you're a member on the page, the Buy Me a Coffee page. And lots of people write to me and ask me and think, where can I send you a photo? How can I share something with you? How can I provide something, ask you something, things like that, other than in YouTube. And I like to try and keep my emails fairly uncluttered because I use it for other things. And I thought, you know what? This has got to be done. But I'm going to trial it, right? So we're going to trial it, see how it goes. We really need decent numbers in there to make it worthwhile over the run. As I said, it's not a free group. It's for members that are already worm wranglers, which starts anywhere from $3 Australian a month, which is like $2 US, which is nothing, right? And then, you can go right up. If you really want to support the channel and get access to all the content, then which is available on the videos inside the channel, is the Worm Wrangler 3. Now, if you're a bit tight on cash and you're sort of looking at things again, I'd recommend that you go do all the courses in the Worm Wrangler 3 and then just downgrade and stay in the community. That way, you're fully educated like everyone else and know the full systems, and then you can just run it through the community and share what you're doing. And such things as like, we're building the biggest worm farms ever systems. We might be building windrows. We could be building Taj Mahal worm farms. Could be creating permaculture zones, building habitat, putting native bees in, all types of stuff like that. And it's going to be really exciting because it will take your growing your gardens to another level. Now, there will be hopefully other people coming there, other worm wranglers that are very experienced gardeners, and that will be able to help as well. We're going to have Deborah B is going to be a moderator in there, and she's also moderating the show today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this up, and we're going to give you a look at it. So there it is, the Worm Wrangler Community. And we've had I put a couple of posts in there this morning. So I'll just give a bit of a scroll through, and hopefully everything's working well with the software. And so as the members come in, there's a link in the description down below. I will be able to then add you in there. And you can put, so there'll be an access to the live videos as well, which will be running through Facebook. And any rerun content that you want to watch, you can watch it in there. But I prefer you watch it on YouTube because that's where I get a bit of AdSense royalty. And, I'll be putting in some images, some posts and things like that. Sort of more educational content to help you with your gardening. And as you can see, there's little pine cone with mushrooms on it. How cool is that, guys? Just absolutely awesome. Now, I'll just go back to my software here and we'll pull that up side by side, see how that looks. Okay, you can see the little mushroom there with the thing. So I'll just scroll down a little bit on that and just bear with me for a second and we'll get back to our header there. So when the new people come in, they can look at that and go, oh, wow, that's pretty cool, Marty. I really like what you're doing there. And as you come through, as Worm Wrangler members come through, they're watching the reruns or they're coming through live. If you're coming through live, we might even join you up while you're here. So that'll be pretty cool. And we're going to have a Q&A today as well for people that would like to ask questions about worm farming and things like that. So we'll pull across some stuff. Oh, this is sad. I got flagged on FB for spreading misinformation when I announced that my mother had just passed away from the junk, talking about a gut and a kick. Oh, yeah, look, I understand. It's not for everyone, but I'll because you're a Worm Wrangler KP, I'll help you the very best that I can, in the comments and things like that. So, I know not everyone's going to go across. As I said, this is a bit of a trial thing. So we'll just see how it rolls out, how it runs, and if it doesn't work out, we won't do it. But as I know, Facebook isn't for everyone, but it is the best place for us to run a free community, no cost, and easy managed. Upload photos, upload content, answer questions, things like that, and build a community. So I figure it's a win-win, and it's best for what we've got coming up. Now I just go into. I want to change my page here. I'll stop sharing the page for a minute, and I'll find another one. And I want to go across to this one. Let's see if we can find it here. Okay, let's share that. All right, so these are the current worm wranglers that are in the in the members area now for YouTube. We also do have another members area for people that don't want to do the whole YouTube membership thing over at Buy Me a Coffee. So anyone that's in there, that's $5 a month, I believe. So I think we've got about, I think there's 30 over there and maybe 30 something here. So we've got about 60 members. So, people may want to just go across, and, we've got people that just joined up like Chris Stevenson, Kieran, Alison Gilbert, KP, William Fitzgerald, Glennie's Gardening, Sin, DC, Josephine, and Cheryl Hauker. And we've got more. I'll just see if I can scroll that up. And we will get to a Q&A very soon, guys, as well. Adrian Lana, if I've got pronounced this wrong, please excuse me. Deborah B, which is our moderator for today. Anne Doherty, Striving for Simplicity. Stacey Hughes, Christine Cara, Chiara Securo, Stephen Heffer, Sandra Cummings, Robert Hall, Daniel Campbell, Matt Miller, Alan West. I think Matt Miller will become a moderator in the group as well. Karen is a friend of mine. Karen Cooper on the rocks. Jackie Hyland, Alvaro Vega, Rebecca Piscopo, the DG, James Miller, Tony Aquaro, Chris McGovern, Steve Cook, Richard Peterson, Lumix MD, Bradley Wade, and Elizabeth White. And it doesn't give me an exact number of how many are there, but some of, we've got a mixture between 1, 2, and 3 members there. And I'll just go out of this, and we will go back to thing, because I'm just inside my area now at the moment there. All right, so pretty good news, I reckon. And I've had a few people ask me, and I've talked backwards and forwards about it. And as I said, I'll have a Q&A coming up fairly soon. And as we're sort of rolling through, people can ask me questions about the group, about the community, and I'll just go back and share the page from the community if people come across. If they've got any questions about that. So I've just got to get onto that share screen. I can't do 2 share screens at one time, unfortunately. That would be really cool if I could do that. So as I said, this is brand new. It only just started this morning, and I'd been pondering on it for a few weeks now, talking to some different people about whether they think it's a good idea, whether it'd be too much work. And I really believe it'll add a lot more value. In our age demographic, a lot of people are in Facebook, whether you love or hate it. I have a love-hate relationship with it. I have another group called Small Space Veggie Gardening Australia that's run by two or three admins for me. I'm not in there hardly ever, because they're just basically asking simple gardening questions and things like that. And the moderator's in there, Lisa Miller, who runs it for me. She's unreal, and she does a great job in there. But this is more like, again, for a community for people that are members. So either on the Buy Me a Coffee page or membership for Worm Wranglers. And yeah, so that's that. We'll move straight into a Q&A, guys, if you want to ask me anything, because that was a part of the title, Ask Marty plus New Worm Wrangler. And so we'll be talking about the community and what will be in there and things like that as we're going through, and happy to ask and answer any questions that you may have today. Sorry we don't have a topic, but I figure this is pretty big news, so it's sort of a news topic today. and we will keep it rolling. And I will go across where we're side there, where you can see half the page, and you can see fully me. And I didn't have a shave this morning. I'm feeling a bit. Anyway, it's a good day. Bit of crusty Aussie there happening there. And look, thanks everyone for coming in and saying hello. I will go through here and just say hello to the crew in here while we're waiting for a few people to turn up and have a look. We'll see how much interest we get. It will be interesting to see how interested people are in the community. One thing that benefits me in here is that if I can build up the memberships, and then people stay longer instead of just coming, doing the course and leaving, and I can keep adding value to them, they'll stay in, and then I can build up my membership area, which then actually helps me know I've got, instead of my AdSense income going up and down with seasons and all that type of stuff, it creates a better more regularity and more stability. And if something ever happens to the YouTube channel or something crashes or whatever, we've still got this other group that we can sort of work with and monetize and do different things. So yeah, very, very cool. Pinball, good to see you, mate. Thanks for the comment this morning. If you like all the content I've been bringing out, I've been bringing out quite a bit, trying to really just work on scaling things up and practicing, and you know, the more content you make, the better you get at it. And you know, hopefully everyone's still enjoying it. And how is everyone? I think everyone's pretty good. I'm doing much better. I know that from this flu thing. I know a few people have been haven't been so well. So yeah, and Deborah B, who's our moderator over in the group. I've just got to set her up for admin and also our moderator today. Thanks, Deb, for coming in and helping. It really does help us these grow, you know, this as a channel grows and as these live shows grow, because I've had some people saying that they actually like watching the live shows every day. We won't have one on Saturday and Sunday, but I'll be doing weekdays until I start at college. And yes, and so we will be able to share photos of our backyards and worm farms and things like that. And as I said, there'll be other people in here as they're learning, getting more experience at worm farming. We'll be able to put their inputs in and share what results they've had and what's worked for them, what hasn't worked for them. So I believe the community will just grow over time, which I think is a really, really good thing. And I'll pop in there once or twice a day. They'll probably be on the weekends where I may not be there, but you know, I probably won't be able to help myself and just go in and have a squeeze, but trying to have a full day off. Hey, Marty, just arrived. I'm happy about the Facebook group. Well, thanks, Deb. And look, it's not for everyone, but I think a lot of people will really benefit out of it. And we'll be able to share photos and discuss, you know, so it won't be just worm farming. We'll be covering a lot of that, because worm farming is just a tool for us to grow amazing gardens. And so we can use the liquids and the fertilizers and the outputs, and, you know, we can recycle all our stuff coming through our house and through our vegetable gardens into our compost and worm farming systems. And then, you know, set up these urban permaculture style gardens is what I do. And, you know, building habitat and bring in the good insects and things. So if I see something like, I might see like an assassin bug or whatever and go, oh, this one's really good, keep an eye out for this one. Or I might get a photo of something else. Who knows what's going to get in there? We just sort of roll with it. People will be able to show photos of their gardens and things like that, harvests, all those type of things that good communities do. And yeah, it's for Worm Wrangler members and for those who are members over at the Buy Me a Coffee page. And so really you can be in there for $3 US a month is the minimum if you just want to go for the number one, which is really less than a coffee, really. So I think it's super value. And as I said, because it's going to be so cheap, we have to have very good numbers. If the numbers aren't high enough and there's not enough interaction, then I won't keep running it. So it's just a trial for now to see how things go. And we've got our first question here. So I highly recommend that, you know, if you want to get me most days, these type of questions, you can just go straight into the Facebook group. Okay, how can I worm farm in an apartment, but my partner won't Don't want anything to have anything like that at home. I live in the city. You can get, there's small ones now. They're smaller, and they're more compact. They're really attractive looking worm farms. A couple of companies make them. They're usually like they're green in color or brown, things like that, and they can just slide under things. There's no smell once they're done properly. Combine that with a bokashi, and you can go through, and you can create your own inputs and outputs, and do quite well out of that. So yeah, have a look at those. I don't mention brands anymore, sorry, because the brands don't do anything to help me at all, and I've sold them millions, or not millions, but a lot of worm farms and things. So you just have to do your diligent research on that. I will mention maybe brands in the group and things. How do you join the Worm Wrangler section on your YouTube channel, Marty? Okay, so there's a link down in the description, and you'll be able to follow. So you might want to do that now because it goes through to a video and things like that. But or you can and then come back. Up to you. So yeah, it's probably better maybe if you just do it now, because we're going to be here for an hour. But up to you. And there's a link down the bottom, and so you just choose which one you want to. You don't have to watch the video if you don't want. Just choose 1, 2, or 3, whichever options. Just keep in mind that level 1 is minimal content. It's really just a supporting one to support, but it'll give you access to the group. Level 2, you get access to some worm farm videos, and you get access to the full course, Starting Organic Seedlings, a Beginner's Guide. That's really good. It's about worm farming and growing seedlings and using the worm farm to start everything and get everything going. Really big money saver. And then level 3, you get Starting a Worm Farm, a Beginner's Guide. You get the seedlings course. You get access to everything, intermediate stuff, and even some professional stuff that I'm going to be adding over time. But one step at a time, we'll get there. So yeah, links are in the description there. And as more people roll in, yeah, so as Deb says here, if you've got a question, put a Q in front of it. That really helps. Or you can put a at Marty's Garden. I think I can see those as well, but big Q is much better. And question here, good question. Okay, asking, are you moving this group to Facebook? It won't be. No, it's going to be in both. So I'm still going to be running live shows, still going to be producing videos, still going to be doing all that stuff. It's just a place where people can go across, they can put photos in, they can share things with other members, and it will run as a generally a Facebook community would. Yeah, and you can use that to get more education, more value, and show photos and different things like that. So both will be running, and I'll probably do an Ask Marty once a week in here, or once a month. We'll just see how things go and how popular it will become. But great question. Thank you for sending that. And we have sent a request to Facebook group. So I'm going to go over there now and have a look at the requests. You should be able to see me do this live, which would be really cool. Let's just see if we can do this live. pretty interesting. So there we go. We just sent a couple more across, and it's all going really good. Someone says they can't hear me here, but maybe something wrong. I'm definitely not muted. I'll just check my microphone again. And says it's coming through nice and clear on my end. So maybe something on your end. So Cheryl, you are now an official member over there. And yeah. I won't be doing Discord because I don't understand it, and I've already got I live stream into Marty's Garden Facebook, and the group runs off the Marty's Garden Facebook, so I can keep everything going in there. Maybe in the future we might change it over, but for now, Facebook is the place. Hi Marty, working at the moment. Just popped in to show you some love. Thanks, mate. I Donald, my favourite Aussie homestead. Donald's Aussie homestead. Good on you, brother. Okay, so here we go. Another question here. Have you started university yet, Marty? And how's it going? I start in February. I've got my first day just to go and look around, I think on the 2nd, and then I think I kick off on the 6th. I'm doing 3 days a week full time, so should be able to, no problem, run it all through. Yeah, so that would be cool. Okay. Someone says, I'm just reading through here. Sound is gone. Let me know that the sound is coming through okay. I might have just, when I closed myself, the sound probably disappeared then. That's all. Yeah, I just had the new software and getting used to it. So when I removed myself from the page, it obviously cut out the sound at the same time. Okay. So anyway, what we did was we went across and we put Cheryl in. So if you're here now, just let me know that you are a Worm Wrangler member, or that you are already a member in the Buy Me a Coffee page. Leave the comment there, and then I'll go across. And I don't have to go through and check everyone. That'll be later, because people will get notified in Facebook, different places, and they want to join and try and sneak in. And it's, yeah. That's not going to happen. Not in my book anyway. We might get a few sneaky ones come in. Yep, back now and all good. Yeah, just I think when I cut the page out, it just went. So that's good. Something I learned something else today. Back now. Everyone can hear me. That's great. Yeah, so anyway, when I just, yeah, as I said, if I disappear my page, cuts the microphone out. Maybe it goes to record the screen. So that gives me a good concept on what to do for that. So that's pretty cool. And when I just get rid of that, that keeps on going. Now, if you've got any other questions, maybe you don't want to be in a Worm Wranglers members area, you just want to come in and just ask a few questions here and there, you would like to leave a super chat, which is available in the sticker down below at the bottom of the chat box. That's always appreciated. It really helps the channel keep alive. And as we grow the members areas, then I believe that will really help the channel keep alive as well. So yeah, thank you so much for popping in and coming to check out this live show. And as we're moving through, I will go through, and if people let me know that they are already gone across and joined, or put in they're asking to join, and then I can go through live and we can set them up and get you in there and having a look around. All right, so let's go and have a look in the members group. Now, if you've maybe coming in a bit later, what I'll do is I'll change the screen again, and we'll go back sharing the screen to another page. Worm Wranglers members area, share, and I'll go side by side. I think that'll work good. There we have it, and I'll scroll through and scroll through. So I've done a fair bit in. I've added a cover post, added a description, created a post. As you can see here, there's the that's, if you click on that, it goes to the live show, which is really cool. And yeah, there we go. Says we got 3 members in here already. We just got started. Doesn't sound like much, does it? The other one's got 25,000 members, which is Small Space Veggie Gardening Australia. It's a quite a big group, actually, if you ever want to go across there and just be a part of that. Lisa Miller and a few other really nice crew in there run it, and you can really learn a lot. But I find that a lot of people go in there and they just have questions about sprays and all that type of stuff, and what do we do to kill this and kill that, and that really annoys me because they come in and they don't come back. They just want to get one question answered, two question answered, and just you don't see them again. They don't add more value back, and so that's another reason why I'm really interested in having like a small paid group, because you're going to install more value in it and not just steal out of something and not take up. And now my friend Lisa, who runs it, she's happy with that, and she does help a lot of people. But as I said, because they're not, no one sort of, you don't have to outgive anything to get something back. You don't respect the value of it, and that group is so valuable. People don't realize, and they've helped a lot of people, including myself, grow a lot of food. I don't know if I understand that. Did you get a bit above, Marty? I'm enjoying the daily live shows. Well, thank you very much. As I said, this one really isn't based on the content so much. It's more of about this members group, and then just doing a Ask Marty Q&A. Anything that you want to ask me to worm farming, gardening, organic gardening, permaculture, along those lines, or something that you think's maybe growing fruit trees, all this stuff. I don't know everything, but if I can help, I will. And yeah, we all get to, this is what I like, is we all get to learn together. And as I said, as people go through and they're sort of building their gardens and they're learning and getting educated along the way, their knowledge becomes more valuable, and it builds the group up, I believe. And yeah, and so here we go. Don't forget to smash that like button. Yeah, if you're getting value from it, I know it's probably something a bit different, but if you like the concept of, of us doing this, then yeah, I think it's really, really cool. Yes, Wizard done. What have you done, Wizard? And hello, everyone. Well, this doesn't pertain to me today. I'll check back tomorrow. No worries, KP. Yeah, we'll be in tomorrow. And thanks very much for dropping in and saying hello. Yeah, so we don't really have like a piece of content so much, so to speak. It's really just a news thing, letting people know that that's happening. And if people want to consider joining the members area, as I said, it's just going to be a trial to see how it goes, see if we get the numbers, see if it works, see if people are polite, all these little things. If it's not too, people are returning, how well it's working. So all these little things we're going to work on. I'm really praying that it's going to actually be good and add a lot of value. And as I said, if you're coming in just sort of like now live, you can become a worm wrangler by clicking on the link down below in the description. You got level 1, 2, and 3, and you have the options there. The community is not moving to Facebook. We are staying here inside YouTube. YouTube is the predominant one and will always will be, but that will be a place where we'll be able to share photos, have little discussions, ask questions, things like that, pop photos in and stuff. Hopefully most people can get their questions answered in there. And yeah, but I do recommend, if you're doing the worm farming stuff, if you haven't done it, do the Worm Wranglers 3, all the videos. And so then that you can, when you're going back into the community, into the group, you've done all that content and you know all that stuff. And then you can talk about your worm farm and everything that you're building and sort of discuss from there. It just will solve and help with so many things, because you might go and ask, oh, I've got this problem. And I go, well, it's overfeeding. And that would be in that content. And the level 3, they're just quick 1-2 minute videos. You can go through them quite quickly, learn how to become a really good worm farmer really quickly in the level 3. And level 2, you can do all the seedling stuff and everything, which is really cool. KP, I thought you'd left, but I was scrolling through. I just got my worms today. I'm getting conflicted info on the light for the new beds. One says 24 hours, one says up to a week, and to keep them in the bed. What is best? If you got a light on them, some people put lights on them so the worms don't escape. If you've got a good lid system, they shouldn't be getting out. If you're indoors or wherever you've got a tap, you have to remember to close and open the tap. If you close the tap and you fill it up, you can drown the worms, things like that. So I always recommend taking the taps off, but depending on your system. So if they're in an area where you need to do that, then you leave the tap on. And some people have a light on them if they're doing DIY ones, but I recommend just keeping them dark the whole time with a decent lid. And I think that will do. And there's a bit of an answer there for you. KP, worms will stay in their bed if all is well and not out of balance. Yeah, sometimes they do escape when there's weather changes. And there's certain breeds that are more flighty as well. But generally, if they're happy and there's not too many in a worm farm, they're bred out. Big night crawlers like to cruise around a bit more and things like that. Certain ones get flighty when the weather changes, it's raining. If you put some type of material in, there's gassy, they're going to sort of move out. So the light is really just to stop them from coming out. And I think it's just an extra expense that maybe we need to just not worry about, to be honest. Okay. But hopefully you are still around to get that question asked, KP. All right. And hopefully, just because I mentioned this, I haven't scared people off and they go, well, I'm just going to leave because he's going into Facebook. Just keep it. Nothing's going to change. I've stepped things up in here. We're getting more questions done. We're getting more content out. You're learning more, connecting with me more, and connecting again through that. So I think that's a good way to go. And if you have come through, and I'll just check in here again and see how we're going with that. And see if we've got any members come across. Okay, Deborah, there we go. We'll put you across now. Renee Whiteman, I think I remember seeing you in the Facebook group there. As a thing, I just need to double check. And on Renee and Ted Henson. Okay, but without having to go through all the things. So I'm just having a look here. Renee. Because some people that aren't as active in the chat, I don't know. Todd Henson. There could be also in the Facebook in the page for. Could also be in the page for the Buy Me a Coffee page. So we'll just keep that rolling out. So that's great. A couple more members rolling through. And it'll be interesting to see what you guys put out there into the community and things like that. And like, don't be afraid to, get in there and ask a few things and be shy about images and stuff like that. We're all at different levels, all learning different things. And, we just sort of go at the stage we're at right at this very moment. So there we have. If you come in a bit later, you can see the Worm Wrangler Community there. That's the new Facebook group. And people have been asking, is it all moving across to Facebook? No, it's not. It's staying inside YouTube. I do put this live into Facebook as well, into the group. So if people are watching this live in Facebook and they're going across to click on that link, you do need to become a Worm Wrangler. So you need to go across to YouTube and check out the links, or go buy me a coffee /Marty's Garden. And you can, if you don't want to do YouTube, you can have that option there as well. Buy me a coffee /Marty's Garden, and move across for people that are just in Facebook. So that'll be interesting to see. There could be some other people come across that they're just Facebookers and don't even like YouTube. they all exist, guys. Yeah, but I prefer YouTube myself as my favorite space. But unfortunately, I I was really hoping they were going to actually set up a page, like a group page. That's what I was really hoping. And it just sort of never happened. We've got the post page, which is really good, where I can do posts in and stuff. I really like that. That option's a bit like a little Twitter feed. All right, so let's have a look at any questions that we may have. And see if I've missed anything. Remember, we're doing a Q&A as well. If you've got any questions you would like to ask. Hopefully you heard that question being asked, KP. Still learning sort of how to use the software and everything, running backwards and forwards. So we're doing the best we can. And Deb answered, Cheryl, I used the link and it took me to the Facebook on the internet, not on an app, and that wouldn't let me log in to accept the link. But when I went to the app, I had to search for Worm Wrangler. Okay, but we're in there now, I believe. So that worked well. Like I said, it's all new to me, but we just do the very best we can to get it going. And here we go, Renee, Norman, Viking, Dino. I gather up every scraps that I find for worm farms. One of those eggshells, pumpkin skins, and green lettuce mostly. I'm trying to build a veggie garden. Yeah, good stuff, mate. Yeah, look, all that organic stuff they'll eat. Just break it up as small as possible. And, you know, like when you first start out, I don't know about your veggie garden. This is like I said, if you're probably in the Worm Wranglers members area, you'd send a photo and then I could look at it and maybe give you a couple of tips here and there. But just start off small, mate, and scale out. So if you've got your first worm farm, just do some potted gardens and then, you know, just use the liquids and the fertilizer coming out of the worms, the castings and stuff to start with some potted plants. And then just slowly scale out as you go. Set up a little compost bin, things like that. And maybe ask your neighbour for some scraps as well. When I searched it, it wasn't only the page with that name. I had to scroll till I got it, Marty. Okay, well, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm not sure why everyone's Facebooks can be a little bit different. The sound's coming good through here, as far as I can see. It's all looking pretty good. If anyone's having any problems with sound, please let me know, and we'll just keep moving through with these. We'll need to investigate that. Yes, like I said, I don't know, you know, like they're always changing all these platforms and things like this, but hopefully it just goes straight through to that link. It did for me, no problem. That's how I set it up on the page for you to look at. So yeah, I wish I knew those things, but I'm not an IT expert. I'm a gardener, learning to be better with IT slowly. As you can see, I make a few boo-boos here and there in here. Yeah, thanks, Cheryl. I appreciate that. I really do. We did need to know. Let's go here. Grinder coffee. I'll collect eggshells for every and except citrus skins. They can eat it, but they eat a little bit of dried out citrus peels. Don't feed them too much. No, it just takes a long time for the bacteria to get. It's very acidic. It'd be something that I'd sort of like skip at the beginning, especially at the beginning stages if you're just at the beginning. Marty, I've been cutting it all up with scissors to make it a few millimeters wide and a few millimeters long. I find that it does, especially like pulp juice. Man, they just smash through that so quick because the bacteria can just get on it so quickly, and it's got sugar in it. So pulp juice is a really good one. But yeah, if you can get it smaller, you can get it, the better. I don't recommend putting inside the compost bin broken up cardboard because that contracts a lot of heat for the worm farming. It depends on the time of year, really. But yeah, a lot of it, for sure. If you've got a lot, you just need to go in and check yourself. You can put your hand. You can usually tell, right? What have we got here? Hey, Marty, been worm farming for some years now. Just when you got access to a ton of leaves, food scraps from a few homes. What systems do you recommend? Okay, if you're doing a larger one, I recommend one of those open bins. So they're an open compost bin that opens to the ground. I've got some videos coming out. There's one that came out last night, and it shows how I actually had, when I was setting up my professional area for the compost making and stuff, I use those. So we're talking about if we've got quite a lot of volume. You said a ton of leaves, right? So I'd be using that, and if you can get access to some chicken manure, or even better, some coffee grounds, throw that in. That heats it up, and you can make a hot compost system. Yeah, that works really well. If not, the big open round ones, depending on how much you've got, I call them the biggest worm farm ever, EVA. And so biggest worm farm EVA ever. And you can find that on my channel, and I show how to make those. So yeah. That's a really good comment / question there. Thanks, mate. Right, let's keep going. I already have 6 half-ton bins and a couple of boxes on the floor. Wow. Yeah, okay, well, you might want to start a windrow, right? So look at windrow worm farming. It's also on my channel as well. And I think I might have put something up recently about windrows that you can look at. So yeah, have a look at that. And yeah, but you need a way to heat up that carbon if you want it to go faster. If you're not in a rush, then just do it, let it do slowly. And then once it's, if you do a hot one, once it's cooled down, then you release compost worms into it. But I have at the end of mine, the biggest worm farm ever systems, and you can see it in the video I put out last night. It's at the end of a windrow, so a long tunnel, and it sits on top, and you feed the compost worms in there, and you collect the compost out down the bottom on the system. You'd need to see the video to explain. I've got a content, so yeah, awesome. That's really good news. I found another page to watch, but mainly you not running away. But they use worm chowder with ground up eggshells and then oats. Oh my God, they put everything in. It's crazy. I wouldn't. Yeah, well, listen, stuff like some things work for other people, but what I teach is a general system that is proven pretty much not to fail. It's been used over and over again before I introduce it here, and I just go through all the problems, and I share some of the problems along the way. So yeah, some people do some mad stuff, but it probably could work for them in their climate. But overall, what we're teaching here is you know, for all climates and things like that, except, you know, sometimes it's really cold or really hot and people chat with me about it. And that would be also something that we could look at sharing in the Worm Wranglers members area on the Facebook page. So yeah, if you want to become a member, there's a link down below in the description. Or if you don't want to do that inside YouTube, you can also become, so buy me a coffee / Marty's Garden. There's an option over there for $5 a month to jump in there as well. And let's go here. Okay, let's go. Bye, Wizard. Oh, you're heading off, mate. I didn't see you head up there. See ya, guys. See you at the next one, mate. All the best. Everyone saying goodbye to the Wiz. And you're very, very welcome. So crew that are coming in a little bit later, a lot of people just be popping in and going because they're not sort of so much interested in that. But it's, you know, this is just news to let people know that they can actually go across and join and become a worm wrangler. So we're not moving out of this YouTube channel. We're actually been scaling things up a bit more, introducing old videos and then rehashing them, talking about them, breaking down new videos as well, so we can dig in deeper with the questions and things like that, looking at what the community is saying. I'm really interested in not just growing plants, I'm interested in growing people. Now, I've got something that's very personal in my life that just happened to me just recently, but I won't share in here. At the moment, I'll share it with close personal friends, but it means a lot to me to actually start growing people as well as gardens and food. And, you know, by doing that, by connecting here and creating the Facebook group that's on trial and running everything in here, we've got the videos, all the courses inside the Worm Wranglers members area here. it's expanding really, really nicely. And as I said, yeah, I want to learn about growing people. So it's sort of like helping people, growing a good community where people feel safe, they feel wanted, they feel loved, they feel helped, and we can share similar passions and knowledge and things like that. So yeah, it's all about, it's a big part of it for sure. And we'll just put across a few more comments here. And Marty, that's the point of being a member, getting extra help, the extra level. Yes. And people that have been following me for many years have, and I really love it. They write to me or get back to me in some way and say, thank you so much. You should see how well my bail garden's doing, how well, because of you, my worm farm's doing great. Because of you, I'm growing wonderful papayas. Because of the content you've been putting out, I'm putting food on the table every day. That's about growing people, right? And a lot of them said, oh, I never could do it before, or I've never done it. Now I'm doing it. So yeah, it's just amazing. And we'll have a look at this here. But 6,000 worms in a 3-tier tray is a bit nuts. Well, they won't breed. They'll eat a lot of food, but they won't breed. So it all depends. If you just want to have 6,000 worms in a big system, you can do that, no problem. They're going to eat a lot of food, but you're not going to get the numbers coming out, and you're going to get the bigger worms trying to escape all the time. So, I don't think it's, it's, I don't want to say anymore. Oh, that's okay, Cheryl. You just do what you can here. There's no apologies. You do great. You're a lovely person, and we just love having you here on the show. All right. So please don't apologize for anything like that. We know who you are, and we are here to help. As I'm talking about growing people, right? This is what it's about: growing people, sharing gardens, and coming together. I'm always scared to hurt them. A lot of people are like that. Look, when you've got many as I have, and you've had like tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands, and sometimes my videos I'll be going through with a shovel, and people go, "Ah!" But they got to remember, like, if I go through with a little pitchfork or a little fork, how am I going to sell compost and run a business? So I do get it though. So just go with how you feel about it. That's the thing, right? Um, Here we go. And growing communities, sharing knowledge. Yes, for sure. And as I said, I've noticed people in here over the years that have been coming back, and as I was sporadically doing live shows and they're commenting in videos and things like that, and people getting back to me, and I've seen people grow, start from nothing and have nothing and can't even grow a basil plant, and and now they growing full big vegetable gardens a few years down the line and didn't give up. So it's just beautiful to see. And so if you're coming in a little bit later, we're talking about people becoming the possibility of becoming a worm wrangler if you're not already. And if you are a worm wrangler, there are links in the description to head over to Facebook and join the members area. You do need to be a worm wrangler, any of the levels, or you need to be a member in the Buy Me a Coffee page. So Buy Me a Coffee /Marty's Garden. If you're in there, then we will put you across. And like the cheapest way to go is like $3 AUD a month. Now, you buy a bag of tomatoes, you can't even buy that for $3. I don't know why it's so cheap. But to be honest, it's about numbers. If we don't get the numbers, it won't stay open, guys. I'm sorry, it won't. It's just not viable for me. And so, yeah, I'm just going to be straight open, honest about it. But I'm praying that we will get the numbers. We get up to around about 100 people, then it's definitely worth keeping open. 100 above, I think, if they're only paying a few bucks each, will be very, very worth it. As I said, I've run free ones in the past. I've got other people running them now. They're very time consuming, and I'm very time poor, being a single parent father with no help around, hearing impaired child. So there you go. Just letting you know a little bit about my life, but just being honest. I've always promised that I will be straight open and honest with you guys, always, and that's what we do. All right, so pull myself up side by side here. We'll pull across a couple of comments again. And Cheryl's got some tears going there. Look, we love you, mate. Just hang in there, stay in there, and feel free. Don't feel intimidated not to share, please. That's what it's all about, right? And we can always explain, and you don't need to explain yourself all the time. We'll work it out. And some people in here, very, very nice having a chat with Cheryl, and that's just wonderful. Just beautiful to see. And as I said, we are here for you. And Deborah B is my moderator in here today, and thank you, Deborah, for that. And she says, we will get the numbers. I love your faith there, darling. Good on you. I reckon we will too. Once people see how valuable it is and how much they can get out of it, like you think about it, look, you've only got to be able to grow some basil and some tomatoes that month, and you've already saved your money over, and you grow the basil, we get 10 times the volume. So the value is just way overweighs it. And again, one of the reasons why I won't, obviously we want to get some income coming into the members area, which helps me. But when someone actually pays something and they give a service and they get something back, you feel more grateful for it, you feel better for it. Like some of the free groups, people go in and just devour everything, ask questions, and just split, a bit over that sort of thing. And I like building up communities and long-term friendships with people, and that's just me anyway, personally. How many have you got at the moment, Marty, with this members and coffee page? I think we got about 30 members on each side, give or take a few here and there. People are always coming and going, and so some of the members that come into the Worm Wranglers members just come in to do the course. So they come in to learn and do the course, and then they leave, and that's fair enough. But what we want to do is provide more value for them, because they leave the course and they go, well, what do we do now? We go, well, come on, you can go across to the members area and we'll keep you going, we'll keep you running, we'll make things better for you, and just for a couple of bucks. It's nothing really. So I think it's just absolutely great value. So I'm hoping that 70% of them will go across, and we'll have say 40 to 50 next couple of days. But yeah, we'll see. As Deborah B says, we will get the numbers. Thanks, Deb. Let's keep moving here. If I miss anything in the chat, please just retype it again. It's a bit odd today, the way that I'm working through, because some people got questions and other people are talking about the members area. So there's two different topics going on. It's a bit tricky for me to see. And keep in mind, I am dyslexic as well. So Cheryl, I know how you feel with things. And some stuff I'll look at it and I'll go to read it and it'll go, whoa, it wobbles and comes in and out at me. So that's probably why you see some spelling mistakes here and there. Okay, there we go. Let's pull this across. And I said, if I missed anything, maybe just type it in again and I'll get to it. I'm so grateful for your help in the first time I met you on Tony's Live, and that day I started on level 3 and been there since. Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Just a massive help. It truly is. We all need to share the content, and that will draw them in, rather. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll just keep having a little drink here. Getting a little bit thirsty. We've been running for about an hour, but we're just going to keep rolling, because I want people coming in and sort of having a look and checking out the new community, learning about it, and learning that they can go over to that they can learn here inside my channel in the Worm Wranglers members area, get access to all that content, which is super valuable. I used to charge around about $65 on the website for the same material that you get now for $15 inside the YouTube channel. So it's about 65% difference in price, which is really, really cool. I was able to drop the price down because YouTube take 30%, right? But people go, oh, I take 30%. But think about it, they've got a lot of cost, YouTube, to do, and we get to use this platform for free. And like I'm paying for this software now, but I'm running it straight through YouTube. I think it's just absolutely brilliant. Let's put this across again. I wasn't meant to be here. I meant to be asleep. You can go to sleep now if you want to. Woo Ooh, dyslexic. You've got some superpowers there. Did you? Yeah, one thing about my superpower dyslexia, I can remember numbers. So I just remember phone numbers, I remember tax file numbers, things like that. It's mad. That's my superpower. If I'm really tired, they don't come up. They just go, brrr, and I remember the numbers. Like even old phone numbers from when I was a kid and stuff. It says, did you have Bale Gardens last summer? How did your Bale Gardens fare with the deluges of the rain last summer? I've had Bale Gardens off and on since I started Marty's Garden YouTube channel, actually. And I just got better and better at growing them. I've got them now. I had them at the last place, but they all just disintegrated into the ground, into the sand. They created these new soil profiles. Got amazing plants. Now they're about 2/3 of the way through, I guess. Some of them I'm going to move because they're a bit close to the house, and I've rebuilt new gardens. I'm looking at new ways to design things. But with the La Nina rain, it's good for bales because they get wet all the time, right? So it's when you get the La Nina, it's probably a better time to be bale gardening because then you go into a dry period and you've built these beautiful soil profiles. So now that we're going back, we might be going back into neutral, and if we go into a drought sort of side of things, then I'll probably, I don't know how we'll go. We'll look at it. We need the water to cure the bales first. So yeah, they did really good in a lot of the rain. I'm hoping we don't get any more floods this year, this season. Oh wow, we've got a super chat from Cheryl. Thank you so much, Cheryl. That's really wonderful for you to do that. Thank you so much. And we don't have the little software with the music, but we give a little crowd and give a bit of a clap. And then we've got, if you could pay it directly, so you get that would be I would do, but no idea. I think I need to do a PayPal button or something like that to diverse that if people want to do that. But keep in mind, PayPal take a little bit too. But the best place to do it really is the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. You go to follow that page, Buy Me a Coffee / Marty's Garden. They only take 5%. So if you ever want to leave a donation, that's the best place to do it. It goes into a payment system that's really quite cheap as well, very reliable, and it just goes to my bank account. So yeah, the Buy Me a Coffee page is where I highly recommend that people do that if they really want to step things up and do things along those lines. So thank you very much, anyone that's doing the super chats. They're always great, sometimes easier for people. But the Buy Me a Coffee page does have them if you want to go there sort of later on at the end of the show or things like that. Or sometimes I have things running as well where we're looking to raise some money to buy something for the garden or whatever. We're trying to raise some money for the software. That didn't really happen. Like I've been losing subscribers in the live shows, to be honest, more than I'm getting. But my goal is really is about growing people and community, and and learning and re-educating and building these things up. So hopefully everything keeps going well along these lines. I know a lot of people are enjoying it. So yeah, let's keep rolling. Everyone else has the stars. I keep missing you, do I? Did I keep missing you? I'm very sorry if I did, Mrs. Wobbles. What have you got to say there? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, there we go. Oh, my big apologies. I asked whether we can make garden worms work in a worm farm. No, Mrs. Wobbles. They are vertical feeders, not horizontal feeders, and they need to go up and down a soil profile and burrow, and they work differently. So the answer is no. But when you set the worm farms that connect to the ground, they will come up into the worm farms and back down and burrow through the ground. And that's when I set up those biggest worm farm ever systems to build my garden beds, to really make things happen. It attracts a lot of earthworms. The compost worms in the top are doing a lot. Plant gardens around the bottom of them, and they just explode after about 6 months to a year. Phenomenal amounts of food coming out of the bottom of them and repairing the soil and the land at the same time. So hopefully I didn't miss any more from you. My apologies, Mrs. Wobbles. We like to take care of all our members here. Okay, let's keep going through. Because we members, maybe we go above yours. No, everything's just runs out in software. So whoever chats first comes up, comes up, comes up, comes up. And I'm sort of looking through, looking at people are talking about. Because we're talking about two different conversations, my dyslexia gets me. So excuse me for that. I'm normally trying to keep on one, but we're looking at people asking worm farming questions and then people talking about the community, about the group here. So we'll do the best we can. But remember, you can go in now and ask inside the community, inside the Facebook group, and allow, I'll drop in there twice a day, something like that. But some days it might take a little bit longer. It's not instant access like we Google something and get an instant result, or we look at YouTube or something and get an instant result. But they will be there, and it just requires a little bit more patience, but you will get more value overall. And we'll keep scrolling through. Someone else saying they're bad spellers in here too. Yeah, if you put a big Q, 100% for question, that really helps. Big Q, big capital Q. And the Buy Me a Coffee page is there, and that's what Cheryl's asking about. If you look at Marty's Garden, I can't see that as big as a big Q. I would recommend more a big Q for like this one and other shows and things like that in the future. Try to follow like a similar format right through. A capital Q just really stands out, and that because a lot of people chat in here as well, and they're going, "Yeah, thanks, Cheryl. Yeah, thanks." And people, thanks, and oh, that was really cool. And they're saying, and I'm scrolling through and I see all that stuff, and if someone just puts a big Q, we can then look at that, and so this is interesting here. Marty, are you losing subscribers because they pay once, watch the stuff, and then end it again? Who knows? Possibly. Not really sure. But it's more to do with the live shows. They're not so much interested in live shows. They're like, oh, I didn't really sign up for that. So I sort of understand that. It's their choice. But YouTube are changing everything. So they get the content that they want to watch. So there we go. Put the big Q in front of it, the capital Q. That'll solve that problem, and we won't miss anything because, as I said, people are chatting in here and different things. And this is interesting. So honestly, I'd become a member if I can afford $4.50, 30mm pot from Boeing. So I've been waiting 6 months for much to, yeah. Wish I was joking. No problem. But as I said, we're here. I'm still here to help you in these shows and things like that. We won't be bailing out on you. And just because you're not a member in the group doesn't mean I'm not going to be answering questions for you. If, for example, we did get really big in here, like some channels, then Super Chat would obviously get the first up of the questions answered. But at the moment, we don't have that, and we just really want to stick with it and and go from there. But just keep in mind that there is the $3 a month one, and that is pretty good value, and that's $3 AUD, so that's about $2 Australian a month, which is less than a cup of coffee a month and less than like a jar of Vegemite in Australia. You can buy 1/3 of Vegemite. But anyway, I totally understand. If you can't, you can't. I'll still help you the very best I can. We just don't know the future. If we go all of a sudden we explode and we get 1 million subscribers. But that hasn't happened to me for many years because I don't create that type of content that goes out to the masses as much as some others. But yeah, all good. Just do what you can do. And luckily we've got this beautiful platform here, YouTube, for free. And it's a real blessing to have. Let's see if we've got any other members come across now. We will go into here and have a look. Let's do that. Any new members request? Matt Taylor. Okay, Matt, I don't know. I haven't seen anything in the comments box there. I don't know if some people are seeing it inside Facebook, not sure if they're reading it, and then sort of coming across. There will be people trying to sneak in through Facebook, but if you're a member, or you might have gone across and just gone buy me a coffee page now, and gone across, then yeah, you could be already there. And I will check. I will look on that and set it up. So I'll be doing that as soon as this live show finishes. We're sort of running for a little bit longer. We'll just ask Deb B there. Deb, we've been running for a bit longer than an hour now. So if you need to go, you're doing the moderator. If you need to head off, that's totally cool. So we're running a bit longer than normal. Here we go. I've seen other YouTube content say that YouTube algorithm removes subscribers, so that could be affecting your numbers too. That does happen from time to time, but I'm noticing it's just the live shows mostly. But yeah, again, I might bring out a video and someone disappears. Also, what happens is that some people close their accounts, and then all of a sudden it might show up on my thing as -1, but it shouldn't. Or YouTube remove them if it gets big. Tony has a Q in the blue box, if that helps you. He's using a different software to me, but you just need to put a big Q. I can see it, no problem. Just put a big capital Q before any question, and all good. And Marty, Alison Gilbert, I think she was here earlier, I believe. Okay, let's go and have a look then. Let's put her through then. Thank you very much for that. As I said, we're doing this on a trust thing. If Deb saw her come in there, then obviously she is a worm wrangler, which is really helpful for me. And you know, if people are sneaking in there, they will know. They will feel guilty. Yeah, all good. Okay, all right. So we've been running. Deb says okay to keep running there. So we'll keep going a little bit longer. We've been sort of running for an hour and 7 minutes. I normally don't go. I think we've done an hour and 20. Things like that have been some of the longer ones. If you've got any questions, just put a Q in front of them. Do the Q&A, large Q, and then I know it's a question, and it's not related to the topic of what we got. But if maybe it is related to the topic, still put a Q there and I'll know. So thank you very much. Okay, joined last night. Excellent. We'll see. I'll check it out a bit later. But all running through here quite well. Everything's going pretty good. If you come in a little bit later on through the show, where I've introduced the Worm Wrangler Community, we're staying here in YouTube, but I've just created a Facebook page, a Facebook group where people can go in. They can ask questions, drop photos, talk with other members and discuss topics based with worm farming, permaculture, organics, and things around building soils, composting, and creating habitat above and below the ground, so we can take care of nature around us, and nature can then provide us more food. So that's really the what we're looking at, things from composting, all that type of stuff, bringing in bees, different insects. If someone starts talking about spraying, things like that, I won't answer it, because that's not what we're about. We're about building habitat, building healthy soils and healthy plants to keep down pests. If you have got a pest problem, I might just say, you can put it in there. I might just say, pull it all out, burn it, get rid of it. Those type of things. That's what I do, and I've been doing that for many years, and that's what I teach. I want to keep nature at a good balance, and taking care of us and taking care of you, and growing what we can. Sometimes we grow things out of season. That can be a problem. We're trying to push the elements, the envelopes, things like that, and then we can create pest problems and things like that along those way. Anyway, we'll keep going here, and we've got a question here from Alison Gilbert. Now, Alison, you showed up. You were here before. So are you a worm wrangler, or are you in the Buy Me a Coffee page. I think we just added you across to the group there. I wasn't sure about checking, and we got to the word from Deb that you're in here before. Could I ask where you get your microgreen seed from? You'll need to, and now I never can remember. I buy in bulk, large amounts. So like we're talking 60, well, I think the minimum was $40. So it's 60 to 80 bucks for a bag of these stuff. So if you can remember, ask me in the Facebook group, and I'll put the name in there, or drop a question later on underneath this video, and I will sort that out for you and give you the name. Just can't remember straight off the top of my head, sorry. But that's the beauty of that that group, right? Little things like that. Let's keep going on here. Yes, you're in there. Thank you for coming in. I'm a Wrangler. Woohoo! That's great. That's awesome. Look, it's going to be good value. I'm really excited to do it. And like I said, we really need to get the numbers. We want to get up to about 100 to make it, because it's so cheap to do. We want to get the numbers in. And like some people just, they've got a bit more money now, so they're happy to go through the Buy Me a Coffee page and pay the $5 a month as a member there, or just do it any way that they like with the 3 different options here, the Worm Wranglers. The thing is about the Worm Wrangler stuff on in here is you get access to all the courses, right? And if I ever upload any more content in there, where we're looking at, if we get the numbers up, my next bet is once a month to have a video in here that will be, and this is just talk again, but the possibilities of just having like a live show just for members only, and that will be like once a month or something like that. I am talking with other gardeners. I spoke again with Pepe Fassos yesterday, and he's looking at talking to other organic gardeners and farmers for me to get on interview on the show. We've got the Chicken Tractor Man, Daniel O'Brien, coming on. I think he's booked in for the 27th or something like this, next, not this Saturday, but the next, and we're talking like permaculture chicken systems. That's really going to be really, really good. And then I'm speaking with so many other YouTubers that are sort of similar to organic gardening to me. I'm actually, if you're watching this, you can send me videos. You can send me videos, and then we'll actually play it, and I'll get you on the show at the same time if you like. If not, you can just send me the video and say, hey Marty, this is for your group, and we can play it in here. And then I can even do breakdowns on it, or we can get the guy in to interview and play the video. So there's lots of options coming up into the future. I'm punching out a lot of content at the moment, so I'm just practicing, seeing what people like, and getting out all the new information. And doing 2 or 3 videos a day at the moment, or 1 live show and 2 videos. So yeah, very, very cool. Yeah, don't know what Worm Wrangler means. Only one answer, no idea what the word means. Well, there is another website that got canned. I think it's got a black label list on it because it's probably rude or something like that. But a Wrangler is someone at the ranch, right? So you got the Wrangler brand, the old brand like Levi jeans. You got Wrangler. They're like cowboys, that work at the ranch. They're a Wrangler. So they might wrangle cows, they might wrangle horses. We're wrangling worms. We're farmers wrangling worms. And one of my members actually, I think, come up with that name, Worm Wrangler. So even if we're digging and making permaculture systems and all that, we're looking at the worms and going, hey, these are a part of the soil web. They play a huge role in it. And, I build these systems to actually help build up these soil webs, and by feeding compost worms and feeding biology and stuff like that, that's how it comes up with. So it says here, Worm Wranglers have a monthly subscription to this channel. Have a star after their name in the chat. Okay, yeah, you guys can see that. I can't see the star in the chat, unfortunately, in my software. I do see it in comments though, when I'm there. So it doesn't mean that you're getting any other extra stuff, because I can't see it on my side. I'm in the software looking, guys. But good point. Yep, I know. That's what Marty had been saying for days. Okay. Really good stuff going through. It's been a really great show. We're going to head off pretty soon. What we normally do at the end of these is I pull up a little bit of music. Still looking at ways we can add music to this system. My favorite song, To the River. But today I've just got to go through and we'll just choose something pretty funky to roll out on, and we'll sort of go with that. We'll just check if any more people have gone through to consider being a member before we bail out. Maybe you can help me if they've come sort of in or out, and we can have a look at who they are. Linda G. Klein. And we've got a Matt Taylor and a Renee Whiteman. So if anyone knows that they may be, like I said, they show, I think members, I think Worm Wrangler members come up in the chat as well, so you can see that. So if you can let me know that they're there, then yeah, we can add them across before we head off, and then we'll put some music on and things like that, and close it up. And we'll look at there'll be some people coming in and watching the rerun and clicking on that and moving through into the community as well. So let's keep moving on. All right, let's get the music going. What type of tune do we want to listen to today, guys? What type of tune? We can find it. Let's go background music. We're going to have chill, down-tempo, lounge, hip-hop, lo-fi, ambient. Let's go for ambient. Oh, it's like a fight movie or something. I don't know what that is. That ambient stuff. Doesn't sound real ambient to me. Oh, anyway, it's all a good laugh. I'm sorry, I've got to get rid of the ambient. It's not ambient. It's giving me a headache more than anything. We'll go back to this chill stuff. And I like this little bit of chill disco as we head off. And we'll get out of this here. Da, 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 da. I'll just run through them again, so I don't want to miss anything. Remember to say goodbye to each other in there as well, right? DJ Marty hadn't signed out yet. Please say goodbye to each other as well as me. In the house. See you there, bro. Thank you, Alison. Thanks for being a Worm Wrangler, the support. Enjoy the community. Smooth jazz. Little keyboard dinger. All right, let's keep rolling. Well, they sped it up when I went that. All right. All right. Bit of fun near the end there. You guys have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Whichever's happening for you. Thanks so much. Remember, there's links down below. You can do many things. There's, you can do it through the Buy Me a Coffee page. You can also come in through the membership area here inside YouTube. And yeah, we'll see you inside the group. Hopefully we'll see you there and we'll get the numbers coming through. And it'll be really enjoyable. You could have the THS music in the background the whole show. That one, then I'd be just DJ rocking. I can turn it down. I think maybe it might annoy a lot of people though. It's good fun at the end. I really miss that song, To the River. It's a Christian song by Michael Shines. Love it. and that's sort of like our theme song. But I'm trying to find a way to upload it in here yet. But if not, we'll just work with what we got. It's been a wonderful show. Thank you so much, Deb B, for your help today, and everyone for coming in and just watching. Let's see how this group runs out. Hopefully it all runs good through the trial, works for us, and lots of love to you all. God bless.